Hi, Scorpio. Welcome back to Leigh's Intuitive Tarot. My name is Leigh, and today we're going to take a look at your person and see how they feel about you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to book a personal reading, there is an email address in the description box below. Let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to pull a Soul's Journey Lessons card first to see what the theme of the reading is, what Spirit wants to tell you, okay? All right, here we go. The Scorpio Spirit. Here we go. Okay, so we've got humor. It says, I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. I feel like this is just Spirit telling you, don't take this situation too seriously to the point to where you start to lose your humor. Okay, to you get to the point where you're not able to laugh at yourself and to laugh at things that are going on. And I know in this situation, if you've had your feelings hurt, okay, you may be feeling a little bitter. You may want to take revenge against this person because we don't suffer fools lightly. We don't put up with that crap because I'm a Scorpio too. And we don't like people playing in our faces. We don't like people playing with our feelings. But I feel like Spirit is telling you, don't let it progress to the point to where, it becomes bitterness or you're not able to be happy in other areas of your life because you're not feeling fulfilled when it comes to your love life. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I went ahead and dealt out the cards so that we can just focus on the message. Okay. All right, so overall energy is the Ace of Swords. So I feel like this is talking about truth. You want a fresh new start in this situation. You want this person to just come and tell you the truth. I feel like this person has been taking up a lot of real estate in your mind. They've been living in your mind for free, rent free. And I feel like you're really tired of it. Okay. But Spirit is here. Spirit is trying to guide you through this situation. What's happening is supposed to be happening. Okay. Otherwise, it wouldn't be. Then we've got the Queen of Pentacles. This is an earth sign or someone with a lot of earth in their chart towards Virgo Capricorn. I feel like this is representing you. This is the energy that you sit in. I feel like you have come very far when it comes to how you think about things, how you move now. You're not the same person you used to be, Scorpio. And then with this, look at her mind. This is the first time I've ever paid attention to this, but Spirit is drawing my attention to it. Look at how she's got like little twigs and branches and leaves growing out of her headband, her head wrap. I feel like what is going on here is this Spirit is saying how you've had so much growth when it comes to your mindset and, like I said, how you move. Okay, you may have leveled up when it comes to success and in work and in career. This could also just be like an overall glow up from you working on yourself and learning how to love yourself and put yourself first. Okay, but with the Seven of Wands, this connection, I feel like you're wanting this other person to fight for this connection like you fought for it. Okay, because look, they may have a lot of different options. The same thing happened, came up, the same card came up in Libra's reading. So if you have Libra placements, you may want to take a look at that reading. But with the Seven of Wands, I feel like, for you as well, you may have had a lot of people come and try to, come at you and want to be with you, but only this person was actually able to pierce your bubble with the Seven of Wands. Okay, this could be them as well, having a lot of options and only you being able to get to them as well. But I feel like this is also representing you. Okay, with this Seven of Cups, this person did the unthinkable. They made you feel like you were one of many different options. Like you were, it wasn't just you were just one with in a sea of like, millions or hundreds or whatever. That's what I feel like this person made you feel like. But I feel like this red cup here represents you, and that you are one in a million. All right. And that this person knows this, but they tried to make you feel like you were just one of many. Okay. Then we've got the Queen of Wands showing up here. This is a fire sign or someone with a lot of fire in their chart. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You may have fire in your chart. Your person may have. Okay. With this Queen of Wands, I feel like this is about you putting yourself back together after what happened in this connection, because there was a lot of conflict. I feel like between the two of you, and also conflict, going on within yourself, because you have a lot of passion, a lot of love for this person. They represent the sun for you. They represent happiness. Okay. They are also a soulmate. For a lot of you, this is twin flame. And I feel like with this, with the sun card, this person and, the love you felt for them made you happy. Okay. But they broke your heart with the Three of Swords. All right. But you have to remember, at the end of the day, you're the empress. You have all the best qualities of all the queens or the kings. If you're male and watching this, it's not just, there's no gender in tarot. Okay. But there was deception. The person didn't tell you how they felt. I feel like you told them how you felt, and it just was altogether not a good situation. Okay. Let's clarify the Ace of Swords. So we've got surrender. This is about you learning how to surrender. Okay. I feel like what Spirit is trying to tell you. Okay. This person, like I said, is living rent free in your head, right? Spirit is here. Spirit is always with you, even when you feel like you're going through things by yourself. With this surrender card, Spirit is telling you it is time for you to just let go and let God. Let go and let your spiritual team handle what is going on in this connection. Because like I told you before I picked this card up, right? What is happening is supposed to be happening. Otherwise, it wouldn't be happening. Okay? All right. Let me get a card for your person. Ace of Swords, please. Yeah, your person has clouded judgment right now. Okay, they can't see the forest for the trees. Okay, they could be under the influence of something. They could be drinking. They could be smoking. Okay, and I don't mean smoking cigarettes. Okay, they're doing something to hold themselves back so that they don't come towards you and tell you what's really going on. Because like I've told you before in past readings, right? Think about how you felt. This person makes you feel like the sun, Scorpio. Why would you not want to go towards that person and let them know how you feel? This is also Leo energy, if I didn't tell you. But I feel like your person feels the same way about you. Like I told you, you were the one that got in. All these people were going after your person and vice versa. And you were the one that got in. And it's the same thing for them. Yeah, I mean, same thing, same thing with them. They were the ones that got into your heart. Okay. So this person has been fighting their feelings, using all their willpower to hold themselves back from you because they don't know how to deal with their feelings. And I know it's not fair. I know it sucks. I know you hate when people move like this, okay? Especially when we're vulnerable, we open ourselves up to other people. It's unfair. And I agree with you. I am in no way condoning what they did or saying what they did was right, but I'm just explaining to you what Spirit is giving me. Okay. All right. So when we come to the card that represents you, we have the Hangman. So this is Pisces energy. I feel like you feel stuck in this situation because you tried you saw a beautiful opportunity for you and this person to come together and have an amazing relationship. And you tried to facilitate that and to make it happen and to fight for the connection, because that's Seven of Wands. That's what it can talk about as well. But the other person didn't do that. I feel like you came towards them and they turned around and walked away from you. Okay. With the Hangman, this is also Spirit saying it's time for you to let go of things that no longer serve you. And I feel like this person is no longer serving you. Okay. All right. Let's clarify. And I can feel the upset. I know you're upset, Scorpio. I can feel it. Okay. But this is one thing you have to remember. This is what differentiates you from this person. You have confidence. You know who you are. Okay. Superwoman, Wonder Woman, whatever you want to call this, your alter ego here. But you have confidence. Okay. You know who you are. And it's because you've worked on yourself and elevated yourself mentally to the point to where you can step in this energy and exude this energy, this confidence, and your person doesn't have that. Okay. So, people are going to react based on what they got going on. All right. That, like I said, doesn't make it right. Okay. So the card that represents how your person is feeling, we have the Strength card. Your person, this is Leo energy again. So like I said, they may have Leo placements because this is a second Leo card coming up. This person has massive self-worth issues. Okay. They, with the Strength card, are holding themselves back because they feel like if they really open themselves up or really totally vulnerable with you, that you would not want to be with them. Because think about it. Like I said, Scorpio, you come out across as very confident. You can be very intimidating to people, you know? And a lot of us do this on purpose, because I know I do it on purpose, because I don't like people playing in my face. I don't like people playing, you know, with my feelings. Hold on. Bug. Okay. I don't like people playing with my feelings. To me, that's the ultimate disrespect. Okay. So with this person, they're working on learning how to believe in themselves, learning how to overcome, you know, a lot of inner and outer, you know, conflict and things within themselves. Because look at this person, how it's a girl on one side, and then on the other side of her face, it's a lion. Okay. It's like, I feel like this person may have identity issues. They may not know exactly who they are. All right. Especially if they're younger, because we all know when we're younger, and there's nothing against, that's nothing against people who are younger. But when you're younger, you're trying to find yourself. You're trying to find out who you really are. And then you're doing that. And then at the same time, having to deal with a, you know, potential relationship with somebody who you have these deep feelings for, that you've never had for anybody before in your life. I imagine that you know, that will freak them out. But I still stand in what I said, Scorpio, and I feel like, you know, I'm not condoning what they did. I don't feel like they handled it in the right way. But like I said, I have to tell you what Spirit's telling me. Okay. So yeah, your person's dealing, you know, they got karma coming to them. Okay. Whatever it is that you feeling, they're going to feel it, you know, plus times 3, you know, times 10. All right. So that's why I said I would not want to be on the wrong side of this connection, because Spirit is going to make sure that they get their comeuppance. They get the karma that's coming to them. And I'm not saying to sit and wish for bad things to happen on people or happen to people, because then that comes back on you. But know that they catching hell. They catching hell. And if they not catching it now, they will be sometime in the future. Okay. All right. So this next card here we're going to talk about represents how this person made you feel. So we've got the Knight of Swords. This is an air sign or someone with a lot of air in their chart, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. I feel like this person made you feel very impulsive. The feelings that you had for them were so strong and came over you so quickly, and you were just so, how do I explain it? I just think mystified, or just so overwhelmed by these feelings yourself, that it made you want to just go run and you know, jump up in the situation and tell them exactly how you felt. And I think that's what you did with the Knight of Swords. Okay. And then when they didn't respond to you the way that you thought they would, or the way you felt they should have, then you got back on your motorcycle. You ran away. You got back on your motorcycle and you left. But like I said, the whole time this was going on, Spirit was here. Spirit is divinely orchestrating this connection. Okay. And like I just told you, what is supposed to happen is going to happen. Because if it wasn't supposed to happen this way, it wouldn't have. Okay. So this person is a part of your soul tribe. It's talking about like-minded people who get you. And I feel like that was part of it too. It wasn't just the love. It's like you felt understood by this person. The two of you had a lot in common. You probably were talking about things, and they're telling you things, or, you know, however it came about. And you're like, oh God, you know, I have that same thing. The same thing is going on with me. You felt like you understood this person. The other person felt like, you know, they understood, you know, you felt like they understood you. And it was a beautiful thing, you know? And so my heart goes out to you, Scorpio. I truly understand how this feels. All right. Okay. So the next card we're going to take a look at is how your person sees you. And so we got 3 of Wands. So they see you as waiting for this situation to turn around. There could be a third person in this connection, meaning that they could be messing with somebody else. You may have, you know, tried to move on, or may have been with somebody else yourself. But I feel like they think that you're waiting for them. And that is not the thing you're supposed to be doing, Scorpio. Spirit does not want you to do that. Hold on. 3 of Wands. 3 of Wands. Okay. So we've got Spirit baby here. All right. And then we've got the recognition card. So let me clarify this spirit baby card because I want to see what spirit is going to say. The spirit baby card, please, spirit. Okay. So I feel like what this is, okay, you see it says here, the denial of the truth. I feel like you're both in denial. I feel like your person is in denial of their truth, the fact that they truly do love you and they truly do feel the same way. They reciprocate the feelings. And, you know, like I said, they just don't know how to deal with it. And I also feel like you're in denial of the truth as well, because you're so loving, you're so open, you're so vulnerable when you're in love with someone. And I feel like this person has like stabbed you in the heart. And but part of you, because you love so hard, Scorpio, you're wanting to wait and you're hoping they're going to come back and make amends and do the right thing. But spirit is telling you, don't wait, live your life, go live your life, because you don't know how long it's going to take this person to come to Jesus. Everybody got to come to Jesus, you know, in their time frame. But you know, you can't facilitate that. You can't make it happen, because like I said, this is a divinely guided connection and it's out of your control. You know, we like to control things. We want to try to push things along. We want things yesterday, because you know, like, I don't know about y'all, but I'm not big on patience. Spirit shows me the patience card very regularly, okay? Because I like to, you know, I like to control stuff. But in this situation, spirit is the only entity that's in control, okay? So we also have recognition. Spirit is telling you to be proud of the work that you've done. Be proud of the fact that you sit in this Queen of Pentacles energy, okay? Be proud of the level up and the glow up that you've had when it comes to, you know, your mind and your thoughts and how you think, because I feel like if you were the type of person that took things off of people, you know, that you loved and stuff like that, I feel like now you're even more hardcore about it. You're even more savage about it. And if anybody does you wrong, you cut their asses off. And you have to remember that with this connection, that just because you love them, just because they make you feel like you know, you've never felt before, and you're willing to do anything for this person, you gotta let them go, Scorpio. You know that. I know, and I know it's hard. I know you don't want to hear me say that. I know it's the hardest thing in the world for you to turn around and walk away from this person because of the feelings that you have for them, and the way you felt when the two of you interacted with each other. But you got to let it go. Okay, you can't put your life on hold for this person, because this person ain't putting their life on hold for you. Because remember, I told you, it's three wands here, okay? And if this third wand is not representing somebody you dealing with, it's somebody they dealing with, okay? They could be going around from person to person to person, trying to prove to themselves that the feelings they have for you are dime a dozen, and they could feel that way about anybody, okay? So, because like I said, we know this person has options. I know you do too, but this person has options, because look at all these wands, all right? So, and then and then the Seven of Cups. Remember, I told you they tried to make you feel like you weren't one in a million, when in fact you are. All right. But it's what you think and it's what you believe. It's not about this other person. All right. So when it comes to them, they know that this is a spiritual connection. Okay. If they don't know already, they're coming to that conclusion. But your person is very self-critical. This talks about them having unreasonable expectations. They exaggerate the negatives. They're extremely judgmental of themselves. So this person may have a lot of options. They may try to act like, you know, they're the Dundada, and they got all, you know, they got all these women or these men coming after them, but your person really has self-esteem issues, and they have to, you know, work that out. I feel like you scare the living shit out of this person, okay? Because you're so confident, and not only confident, but you're able to stand in your feelings and tell somebody how you feel. Do you know how priceless that is for somebody to be able to do something like that? So that's why I said, Scorpios, we get a bad rap because we don't take shit off of people, okay? That's what it is. Plain and simple. You don't let people get away with nothing. You hold their feet to the fire, and there's nothing wrong with that. Okay? So if anybody's told you that something's wrong with that, you know my answer is, right? I'm just gonna tell you, they F them. because they have no clue. Those are the people that don't understand you. But I'm a fellow Scorpio and I know what's up. They always want to say, oh, we this and we got this, we got that. But see, what they don't realize is we're cool until you step wrong. And then once you step wrong, then that's when we got to put on our Wonder Woman or our I don't know, He-Man, She-Ra outfit and get in somebody's ass. But it's because 9 times out of 10, it's warranted. It's warranted because we're not going to let people mistreat us or treat us a certain kind of way. And so you got to be the same way. You got to be just as hardcore as you are about everybody else, and not having it and not having people play in your face. You got to be the same way about this person. Even though you love them, you got to be even harder about it, because at the end of the day, it's still somebody mistreating you. Okay. And you don't deserve that. Okay. All right. So the last card we're going to take a look at are this person's next action. So we've got the Judgment card. This is your energy, Scorpio energy. And it's talking about them wanting to have a second chance, but they also may be judging you because, like I said, you intimidate them. You scare the shit out of them. Okay. But I know where it comes from, because you tired of people trying you and trying you and trying you. And you get to the point where you just like, okay, since y'all are taking my kindness for weakness, now I'm going to show you why I'm a Scorpio. Okay. So I feel like they are at some point going to come back. I feel like they are. I feel like once this karma gets a hold of their asses and does what it's supposed to do, they're going to want to come back and try to make amends. And, you know, whether you choose to go back to this person or not, you have to decide what it is that you need to do. Okay. But you need to rise from the ashes like the phoenix you are, Scorpio. Okay. Take a look at, you know, some things from your past, any past patterns that are holding you back, or the ways that this person triggers you. And you need to make sure that you heal these things, because you got to move on. You got to move on from this person, and you got to live your life. There will be other people coming. Okay. You have other options. Your person has other options as well, but you have other people that are coming towards you, and you need to be ready to prepare yourself. You need to prepare yourself for the new people that are coming. Okay. All right, let's clarify the Judgment card. Ooh, look, the cards just flying out of the deck. They just flying. So when it comes to your person, okay, this is about them getting to a place of clarity, because right now they're in a place of denial. They're not wanting to see what's really going on. They're not wanting to take responsibility for their actions. You know, for some of you, I feel like this person owes you an apology, and they have not done what they needed to do to take care of business, because that's what a man, a real man or a real woman does. They take responsibility for what they did wrong, and they apologize. They take full accountability and apologize. And if they're not doing that, then they're not here yet. Okay. And then we've got comfort zone, choosing things or people that feel familiar, feeling in control of their environment. That's what this person tries to do, because like I told you, they have self-worth issues. They doubt themselves. It doesn't matter how many people come in their face, how many options they have. If they don't love themselves like you love yourself, it's not going to work. They're not going to even be able to be in a relationship. If they were to come to you and confess to you and let you know how they felt, they still wouldn't be able to be in a relationship with you at this point, because they're not being honest with themselves. They haven't stepped into their season of confidence like you have. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's pull this message from Spirit, and then we're going to get some messages from your person. So we've got nostalgia. There is a sentimental longing and reminiscence energy for past events shared. So this person sits up and thinks about what y'all say, you know, what y'all said to each other. If you texted or whatever, they're going back through the old text messages, looking at them, because I can see Spirit is giving me a visual of somebody, you know, going through their phone, going back and reading old, encounters or old conversations between the two of you. And then we have passion. The desire for each other is strong and keeps this alive. Okay. But you gotta just turn away from that passion. You know, like you ran and jumped on your motorcycle and left this person's ass where they were. You got to keep on riding, because this is about you at the end of the day and what's going to make you happy. And when this person does come back, it's the same thing. You can't lose your humor. You can't get wrapped up in bitterness. You gotta move on and try to purge this person out of your system to the best of your ability, so you can focus on what you came here to do, your mission, and how you're gonna prepare yourself and your energy for the next people, all the other options that are going to be coming your way, because you're going to have choices. Okay. And for those of you that want to go back to this person, or you want to be with somebody new, don't let anybody make you feel bad about whatever decision you decide you want to make. Okay. But I feel like for a lot of you, it's like me. It's going to be how this person approaches you. They're going to have to take responsibility. They're going to have to apologize. It's going to have to be a conversation where they really understand what they did and they really apologize, to you, and it's really heartfelt. But I feel like for some of you, even with that, you're ready to walk away. Okay. All right. So let's get some messages from your person. Ooh. At first, when I was first dealing out these cards, I couldn't get them to come out. But now all of a sudden, it's like they can't give me the messages fast enough, because it's like the energy is like freed up for some reason. So we've got the songs you hear are direct messages from me. So if you hearing songs, because like this morning and I'm hearing this song in my head, and I'm like, why am I hearing this song? And when I look up the lyrics, I'm like, oh, okay, somebody upset. But if you're hearing stuff, it's coming from them, and you don't know, it's not something that you normally listen to, or something that you haven't heard in a while, and it seems foreign to you. It's probably from your person. Okay. And then we've got, when I am truly ready, I will come to you. Okay. But we don't know when that is. We don't have no dates. We don't have no times, because everything is being divinely orchestrated. So you gotta just move like as if this person's not coming back. Okay. Then we've got, I cannot come to you the way that I am. And they know this. They know you will put the screws to their asses if they come to you half-assed. Okay. And then we've got, you are truly my dream come true. So like I said, just because this person is acting crazy, showing their ass, they got feelings for you. They know that they're wrong. This is somebody with a lot of ego who does not want to take responsibility. But I'm telling you, when spirit put the screws to this person, they just gonna wish they had come and done what they needed to do when it comes to you. Okay. One more thing, and then I'll let you go. So we've got, I don't react when people mention you. So this person is trying to pretend like, they're over you and they've moved on. Not further, couldn't be further from the truth. Okay. And then we've got a hide behind material things. So this person could be, trying to stunt, buy different things, or act like, they're living a particular lifestyle when in reality they aren't. Okay. All right. So let me get you one more card, because spirit just flashed this through my mind for me to do it. So nobody got an oracle card like this, but you're getting it. Okay, Scorpio. Okay, so we've got warm embrace. It says, let yourself enjoy your partner's loving arms around your body. Their touch ignites a flame within you. Okay. But like I said, focus on you. All right. Because you're the main attraction. Okay. It says someone can't keep their eyes off you. You are the leading star. You are the center of attention. Okay. Because this is your life. This is about you. They need to be chasing you. They need to be coming and apologizing to you and wanting to make amends and fighting for you. Okay. Because I'm telling you, for those of you that want to take this person back, you need to put their asses on probation and make them be one of many. Okay. Instead of them making you feel like, because they made you feel like one of many, you need to be making them feel like one of many, and let them know, okay, you want to come back, then you're going to have to compete with all these other dudes or all these other women. They'd be like, I'm dating a bunch of different people to see who's going to treat me the best, because at the end of the day, it's about you. So you need to figure out how to make sure, because this is about you getting your needs met. It's not about you pleasing anybody else anymore. We're done that. We've gotten off that train, and we've let it move on down the track. This is about who is gonna be there for Scorpio, who's gonna treat Scorpio right, who's gonna put Scorpio on that pedestal and give them the love and the loyalty that they deserve. Because we all know that once a Scorpio is with you, unless you mess it up, we'll be there forever. But see, people don't understand that, and like I said, people like to take advantage and do all kinds of things. So, it's about them learning how to come to Jesus. Okay. All right. I wish you the best, Scorpio. I hope this reading helped you. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to book a personal reading, there is an email address in the description box below. Please have a good day and a good rest of your week, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, Scorpio.